Hello. I still don't like the way this camera is. We're going to click it down just a little bit and see what happens. Oh, that'll work. Okay. Hi. What's up, friends? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back. I hope you all can hear me okay. This was a very, very last minute setup, and oh my goodness, there's no good way to... No, that's worse. Oh my goodness. That's worse. Just ignore that right there. I wanted to get the lights in the background for the party. That's what I wanted to do. And I was not quite successful, but they're kind of there. I'm in a super festive mood. I am wearing my new totally fabulous and festive sweater. I'm obsessed with it. Oh my gosh. Because I decided that today is my birthday party. So hello, welcome. I am so glad you're here. And I'm still just, I had a very, can you guys hear me okay? I have my mic like off to the side and things are weird and whatever. But I, a little bit flustered because we actually had, and I'm noticing that things are skipping a little bit. So let me shut down a couple of other apps just to make that a little bit easier. But I am aware that it is happening. There we go. I think I've closed pretty much everything that's not Google Chrome. Okay, cool. Hello. My husband took a virtual cooking class this evening. So we had dinner a little bit early, but he made it from scratch. For those of you that know, my husband doesn't cook. He doesn't cook. I do all of the cooking. He cooks himself eggs in the morning and makes himself a sandwich. Like, he can fend for himself if he needs to. But in terms of like the cooking of the homemade dinners, that's all me entirely. And so it was a really nice reprieve to not have to cook dinner. And he made from scratch lemon ricotta gnocchi with truffle butter and brown butter and sage sauce. It was so good. And included with that was a Paloma mixture. Paloma is a beverage that you typically make with tequila. We didn't have any tequila, so I made it with vodka. And so your girl is 2 shots worth of alcohol in to this evening. But I was like, you know what? It's my party, so we're going to have a drink if we want to. Which reminds me, my water's over there. Okay, cool. So now that I'm done, and so I got upstairs and was like, I got to clean my office. I'll get into that in a second. Hello, Paulette and Lauren and Lissa and Kim. I love that you guys are here. And thank you. I know it's premature for my birthday, but technically by next week, my birthday will be over. So we went with today. But I ended up, today was also Santa's workshop day. And I'm going to pat myself on the back because I have one gift that is not for Florida that I have left to purchase. One. Maybe like if I come across a couple of like little things that I need for like maybe an additional thing for like my mom and my aunt, but like the primary gifts for everything that needs to be done by Thanksgiving is done. And I spent a little bit of time today wrapping those gifts. So I turned on my Christmas lights. I turned on my candle. I had the ambiance going. I popped in my headphones and I watched my first Christmas movie of the season on November 9th. And I got everything wrapped Everything is wrapped. So I came upstairs after our early dinner because Santa's workshop vomited in my office and it was a hot mess. And so now everything is tidied back up for the most part. There's a little bit of clutter that needs to be managed, but I feel a lot better about it. I put on my festive stuff and here we are. Here we are. Oh my goodness. Hello. Thank you. Thanks, Susan. And everybody else, I haven't even started shopping. I know a lot of people that haven't. I like to get this done because here's the thing. And I learned this from my mother-in-law, right? My mother-in-law gets nice and stressed out about Christmas. Christmas is not fun for her anymore. And it makes me sad that Christmas is not fun. She's like, I don't want to decorate. I don't want to do this. And of course, we're going to be down there. So I'm like, we're going to decorate and we're going to do this because the Christmas season is a fun time, right? But the problem is she gets so stressed out having to keep track of the million gifts that she's buying and all of those things that it's just not fun for her. And so I try to avoid that by being done with the necessary things of Christmas, the tasks of Christmas, before the holiday season even really truly begins, right? So actually, this whole splitting holidays between the families things, while it irritates the living daylights out of me, I wish beyond wish that we all lived in the same place and I could be at home for the holidays so I could decorate my own house, but that's just not where we're at right now. So the traveling for the holidays is just something that I have to deal with, and it's fine, even though it's not ideal. But what it does do is it forces me to get over half of my Christmas shopping done before Christmas. I have to have it done by Thanksgiving, which is great. And yes, which side of the family I need to shop for changes every year. But the fact of the matter is I need to get all of that done. And I've actually gotten a lot of the presents. I think I have one person's primary present to purchase. I want to get another thing or two for my husband. And I want to get a gift card for my grandparents. That's all I have left, y'all. That's all I have left. And I'm so proud of that on November 8th. Nailing it. Killing it. Hi, Rosie. I love getting done early so I can fully enjoy the season in December. Exactly right. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. I will get my family's Christmas wish list till after Thanksgiving, and people are so particular about things. There's no point in shopping too early, but once I get the lists, I'm good. I totally get that. Since my husband and I have been married, we've been really good about hounding each other. Again, for me, it's easy because my birthday and Christmas list is mushed into one thing for people now. So I just send out one thing in end of October, early November, and that's done. I will sometimes switch it up based on who I'm sending the list to, but the general overall, like I don't have to put together a whole bunch of different things, happens early on. So that's done for me. I also had to manage my husband's wish list this year and getting him because he is so particular. So my husband, I love him. But he has two primary traits when it comes to gift giving. He's wickedly particular about everything and he likes surprises. Those two characteristics do not mesh well with one another. They do not mesh well because how can you surprise somebody who's so particular that there is a 75% chance they want to return the thing for some reason or another that you get them because he's so particular? How does that work? I don't know. So I don't know. Probably finish shopping within a week. I so don't get the wish list. Kind of sucks. The fun surprises. It does. But we also it gives us an opportunity to actually get what we want, right? Because again, there is a risk whenever you buy something of needing to return it. And people, especially on my husband's side of the family, they want to know what you want and what you need so they can provide something for you that you truly want and need. And so for me, a lot of it is and then you talk about oh, this is it, and sometimes I've done this is where in my closet I'm lacking. I would really like some black pants. I would really like some new sweaters. I would really like blah, 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 blah. Right. One year I asked for a purple pea coat. That was the only guideline I gave. And my mom gave me it's this bright purple, almost a magenta pink pea coat that I still have to this day. So sometimes we do things like that, but there's also a list of stuff that I kind of just want and just won't purchase for myself, or this is an opportunity for me to not have to purchase it for myself. And so and my husband will run down lists of the same sort of thing. Oh, I need some more of these kind of socks. I need some more of my favorite hand lotion, which again is a more expensive hand lotion that he's regularly unwilling to just keep purchasing for himself. So he stocks up as Christmas gifts and things like that. But in a line item on my wish list, and this video is actually coming, you guys are going to get the full rundown of my wish list on my birthday. That's the video going up on my birthday. But I did say on the bottom, I was like, I need nothing this year. Truly, like none of this is stuff that I need. If you see something and you go, ooh, that's Brianna, I would much rather receive that gift than something off of the wish list. You know, I love when I come up with something just right for a person, you know, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I at least use wish list as a guideline, because you don't know what people will find useful. What do you buy the people who have everything? My in-laws have everything they could possibly need. There is nothing in this world that they need. What do you buy them for Christmas? What do you buy them? You know? So I tried, if they come up with something like, hey, I actually would really love if my kids found me this. Great. Or things like that, you know? So I love at least having the guidelines of wish lists. As I get older, I enjoy decorating time with friends and family more than presents. Yeah, I love, and I've been reflecting a lot on Christmas lately already, because I've been on and off listening to Christmas music and things like that. And I'm just like reflecting back to like even just a handful of years ago when we lived in the condo, and I would decorate for Christmas early, but I didn't have to travel all the time. Right. So I would decorate, and like in the evening, midweek when my husband was traveling, I'd make myself a Christmas themed cup of tea in a Christmas mug with my Christmas pajamas on and watch a Christmas movie. And like I had a whole, like, we did stuff. I went caroling with my mom's work. There was always Christmas themed things to do. And I have felt severely lacking in that in the last handful of years. And so I'm hoping that I can, even though I won't be at my house, I'm hoping I can kind of do a couple of things to get some of that back in my life. Because for a lot of things, like the holiday season just happens so fast, and there's so much travel and there's so much rush and this and the other thing, that you kind of miss it. You just kind of, you miss it. It's gone. And you don't get to sit and enjoy, like Susan said, the time, just like having the Christmas themed activities. And so my mother-in-law sitting there, she's like, oh, I don't want to decorate the tree and this and that. And I was like, if you're doing it wrong, we have to, you know, put the Christmas tree lights on the tree and turn on a Christmas movie or Christmas music and like make it a thing. Have like a fun dessert or something like that that's Christmas themed, you know? And like make it an event and not just a task that we need to do. You know, I've been thinking a lot about Christmas lately. I really have. I understand that the surprise aspect is fun, but I wouldn't want to get something for someone that they didn't want or use. Exactly. It is a bummer whenever you buy something for someone, especially if it's something you've put a lot of thought into, that they say, well, I'm not going to use this, please return it, or something, like, you know, like that's soul crushing. So I love having wish lists as guidelines. Need to start shopping. I want this sweatshirt I found online, and I listed the color options, but there were like 6. Yes. I did that with the 2 sweater items that I asked for. I gave a couple of color options that were in my color palette. But if I do get those sweaters, the actual thing that will be added to my wardrobe will be a surprise. For times when you have that perfect item in mind, you end up not being able to find it and need a backup plan. That's true too. Love seeing and spending it. It's true. I'm convinced that if we never left, they'd be okay with it. They really would. As we're talking about, sorry, I gotta drink some water. As we're talking about like how long we're going to stay and this and that, both of them on separate phone calls are like, stay as long as you want. We don't care. Stay as long as you want. They love when we're there. I cook food. They eat homemade food when I'm there. And it's like, it's really nice because my father-in-law works a lot. So when we're there, my mother-in-law has me, because we're wives in the same situation. We're wives that don't work, that have husbands that work all the time. So when we're together, we actually have somebody else to commiserate with and hang out with. And lucky for me, I love my in-laws. So it's not a problem at all for me to, it's no big deal for us to just hang out there. Granted, they have a generously sized home, which means and our bedrooms are on opposite ends of the house. So we really do feel like we have our own space when we're there. They also have a big living room and a family room. So, and my in-laws usually spend time in the family room. So when we're there, I kind of take over the living room as like my quiet space, and we respect that about each other. And so there's time for us to be together. There's time when we're apart and we're separate and we're just hanging out as a couple or hanging out by ourselves. And it's such a great arrangement. And I'm so stinking blessed by that. But it is a joy to be able to go and hang out with them. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So let's see. I haven't done highs or lows. Does anybody have any highs or lows that they want to share this week? It's called my birthday bash, but everything is set up like normal. I can dive into with the knowledge that we talked a little bit about it last week, and I will likely do a more in-depth video on this in an upcoming vlog. We do have the option of talking about my birthday and how it pertains to my new goal setup and how it's actually like the first of the year for me. We can talk a little bit about that if you would like. But other than that, it's Q&A time. Let's chat. Let's talk highs and lows, all that jazz. I lifted for the first time on Monday in months, and I've been killing my protein goal. We're talking like 140, 150 grams a day, several days over the past week. That's awesome. And how do you feel? Is it making you feel good? That's the question. Because sometimes the protein, like killing your protein is great until a certain point, right? So just don't make sure you're not overdoing it, but killing the protein is always good. Ooh, that was not what I was supposed to do. Will your sister-in-law be there? She will. Not the entire time, but she'll be there probably for 2 weeks while we're down there. I love when you vlog from Florida and y'all are there together. One of the best vlogs ever. The dynamic of you is hilarious. Yes. And that's if, again, everybody is willing to be in the vlog. By now they've gotten used to it. My sister-in-law is usually pretty open about chit-chatting with me. And I remember she joined a couple of live streams and whatnot. So maybe I can get her to do that again as well. But as I've gone back and looked at my old vlogs and stuff, I do acknowledge that like there have been a couple times, it's not often, but like even my father-in-law willingly makes appearances in my vlogs. There was the one time that we were at the Christmas tree farm during 2020 and found nothing because everything was totally picked over and issues with sourcing and all that jazz. And he was masked, so you didn't really see his face, but like, he was there and telling a story about when he was younger and the Christmas tree and all that. And then he was showing a gift off later, and it was just his hands and his voice. But he tends to be more present on my vlogs sometimes even than my husband is now, which I think is really, really interesting. But where I'm slowly trying to chisel away at him. Slowly. My husband, not my father-in-law. I don't think my mother-in-law cares either way, but my sister-in-law will willingly participate. And it's so much better when vlogs are, I have someone else to participate with, which was always fun when I was at my parents' house and when we lived in Illinois, and I can go to my parents' house because Christina didn't care. Christina didn't care if I put Alice in the vlogs, and Alice is always entertaining. And it was just something I did over there, and everyone's like, oh, if the camera's out and you know it's pointed at you, there's a chance you're on the internet. So, yeah, but so she'll be there at some point. End up throwing out a batch of the basil seed pudding. That's a bummer. Oh, that's such a bummer. Slowly stepping into new habits and some progress. That's awesome, Rosie. Love it. I've been in a deficit cut for a month and it's going well. Yay! I didn't know you were cutting. Oh, I want more details, and you don't have to share them here if you don't want, but I want, like, DM me. I want all the details, Kim. That's really exciting. Protein hit every day and water. Kim has always struggled with her water, so good job. There's snow here. Ew. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. The temperatures are supposed to bottom out, like, Friday or something like that, and then it's just going to be, like, 35 and below, but there's no snow in the forecast yet. I really hope the snow holds off until we leave. I really hope the snow holds off. Hope you're doing well. Nice sweater. Thank you, Benny. Thank you so much. I just love it. I feel like a disco ball, but not quite. Oh, I love it. This is one of those sweaters, like, so this is from Loft, by the way, which I've decided as I'm doing all of like the style work, and I go on and off with like the Rise Through Style Society in terms of diving into the content and kind of forgetting about it for a while. But it's always in the back of my mind of like, if I were to upgrade from Target clothes to the next level of clothing, right? What stores would I want to buy from? And if at the very least in the fall and winter, like I feel like Loft can just move into my closet. Like I really feel like Loft is the right vibe that I'm going for like really cute, but like casual-ish, but like not too casual, but like still cozy and comfy. I love everything that Loft has right now. I really do. I need to send another Canadian box. Rosie, do you know that we still talk about those ketchup chips? We still talk about those ketchup chips. We freaking loved the ketchup chips. Oh my gosh, they were mind-blowingly delicious. I joined the choir in church. And even though because of my knees, I have to use a walker, but everyone is happy I joined. I'm so excited about the beautiful Christmas carols we'll be singing. Paulette, that is wonderful. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. I'm real pumped about this weekend. I'm singing at church this weekend. And I got a phone call. It's never good when the worship leader calls you on your phone. Like usually we get a text message, but his name popped up as calling me. I was like, oh, what's the problem? And he goes, hey friend, how do you feel about leading the first number this week? Because, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, he's not going to be singing with us. So it is me and the other musical theater girl who just joined, and I sang with her 2 weeks ago, and she's fabulous, and I love her. We were instant friends. The two of us are doing the entire set together, and I am so pumped about it. So pumped. I'm feeling pretty good. I've actually been hitting what my protein goal probably should be. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Glad to hear it. My legs are mad at me now. Walking is no fun. I looked at that sweater. I was both relieved and disappointed. It only came in that color and not one of my colors. Yeah, I don't know if this gray is technically my color. I didn't care. They were having a sale, and it was like 50% off your first item and 40% off everything else. I'm very proud that I only ordered this one thing, but I saw what they had was a different sweater that I loved. It looked so cozy and just so good. And it had gold shimmer in it, very subtle, but it was woven into the design on the sweater. The problem was I like the color scheme. It was not in my color season. It was a brown color that was not right for me at all. And despite how much I wanted that sweater, I was like, I can't justify it, because I even held it. I went to the store and I held it up next to me and I was like, I feel like it actually does kind of wash me out a little bit. Like it just wasn't right for me. Thank you, color analysis, for preventing me from buying a really expensive sweater that I otherwise would have purchased. And I'm sure it would have looked fine, but I'm trying to be more curative, is that a word, about what I put in my closet. So I was online just kind of browsing around and I saw this. And I was like, and here's the thing. It explicitly replaced a sweater that I used to own. I don't know if I've ever worn it online. I don't remember, but like I had this sweater when I was at my goal weight. I vividly remember a picture of me and my dog. I had a gray sweater, the same color of gray, that had silver sequins throughout it. And I loved that sweater. And I think I got rid of it because I wore it so much, it started to look really crummy, It was probably from Kohl's. Like it wasn't an expensive sweater or anything, but the sequined gray sweater was one of my favorite things in my closet when I had it. And so that's what justified this purchase for me. I was like, yes, it's rainbow, but like, that's kind of me actually. But it replaced a beloved clothing item that I used to have, which is how I justified the purchase. And it was $37 instead of like almost $80. So can't knock that. It was so fun. I know. It was Rosie. It was Rosie who sent the package. Ms. Sweet and spicy. Oh, see, we don't like spicy though. We don't like spicy. We just like flavorful. Just using the info 20% deficit from men. Oh, good for you. Thank you. And also, thank you for using the information I taught you. You are a star client and you haven't been a client of mine in so long, but Kim is a wonderful example of if a coach is doing their job right, you're not supposed to be with them the whole time, right? If a coach is doing their job, they teach you what you need to know so you can go off and apply that information to your life on your own. And so I guided Kim through a reverse diet and a maintenance period and taught her. And did I do a deficit with you too? I can't remember. We did a whole lot, and there was a lot of mindset work that happened with Kim, and it was just a wonderful thing. And so when she stopped with me, she and I were both very confident in her abilities to go forth and do things right on her own. And look at her apply the information that I used. Oh, I love it so much. And Lissa, the sweater is actually probably in your color scheme. It would actually probably look really good on you, which makes me a little bit jealous. But the are the sleeves on this? All right. My pants are falling down, but here, let me show you. This is what it looks like. So no, I'm in a medium for reference. The sleeves are great. And sleeves are usually long on me. And they're not. Like, it could probably, like, if I tug, I can get them a little bit longer, but the wrist is cuffed enough and it is a stiff enough. It's not so stiff that it's like uncomfortable. I also have a tank top on underneath that for reference. But I'm not gonna be able to get the chair back. Oh, here we go. Oh, nope. Grr, hang on. Oh, there we go. I feel like a disco ball and I love it. But no, so they're not too long. Oh, are they long? You'd have to try it on. Okay. So look at this though. There's still, like, I could probably pull it down. It's bunching up for me because of my arms up by my shoulders. So there's probably more length on here than I'm letting people to believe. But you'd have to try it on to know for sure. Used to go to, but end up switching churches. So that's off the table. If it's a blue blaze gray, it'll look good on you. Yeah, and I'm hoping this appears to me to look right. So I'll take it. A hint of spice. A hint of spice would be okay. I'm more okay with spicy than my husband is. But the plain old ketchup chips, to die for, delicious. I have a lot of nice sweaters. Most of them make me sweat. And see, I live in Minnesota, so you want sweaters that are going to keep you nice and cozy warm. The sweater looks good. Oh, thank you. Identical to one I owned, but not in my colors. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh, another thing that happened along the same lines of Kim being a star student and being able to send her on her merry way. Yesterday, I had my final meeting with my group coaching round 2. It was our last call. And one of the best things that happened, our call ran short. Why? Because I sat there, and on our group calls, it's their opportunity to ask me any questions they have, let me help them troubleshoot things, talk them through things, all of the things. Like, they have complete and total access to me. And they had no other questions. I had literally taught them everything that they could have possibly needed to go into the holiday season and feel like they're going to be on track and empowered to do the right thing and all that. And it was the best feeling, because they even said, like, you taught us everything we need to know. Like, there's nothing that you haven't covered. And I was like, this is what makes me feel like I did a good job. I can send you on your merry way. It was called Mindset and Macros, or Mindset and Macros. And our round 2 was specifically for the holiday season, to get people in the right mindset for the holiday season and surviving the holiday season. And they felt like I taught them everything, which is such a wonderful feeling. It definitely looks too dark and cool for me. Interesting. I thought the brown looked too warm for me. If I get to the States, I'll send part 2 to avoid the crazy shipping prices. Excellent. Love it. All right, friends. Ask me anything. What do you want to chat about tonight? Because I could just go on and on and on about all of the different things, but I want to make sure that this time is also for you and what you want to chat about. Even if it's completely and totally random, I can't check Instagram to see if you guys may have gave me questions because the camera's being used. But last time I checked, there were no questions on Instagram, which is fine, which is totally fine. I will say this while I'm waiting for some questions to roll in. If you didn't see the little Instagram reel or YouTube short I posted today, can we all get a hallelujah and an amen for the fact that political ads are over? The amount of text messages that I got the amount of text messages. How is it even legal? How is that even legal? Oh, mine is definitely too cool. Yeah, mine's too cool. The brown sweater, though, that would probably look really sharp on you. I didn't mean this one. I meant the brown one that I said was too warm for me. But the political ads are over. The political ads are over. Whatever side of the spectrum you are on, we can all agree that the political ads being over is the best part about election day being over. Can we, and also, what is with who thinks it's a good idea? Does anybody else get personally victimized by the amount of paper mailers, like postcards, but like not postcards, like bigger, like poster mailers that come during the political election season? I can't tell you the amount that I would pull out of my mailbox. That was all stuff going immediately into the recycling bin. Immediately. Do I look at a single one of them? No, no. They are of no use to me. I do not use them when I make my political decisions. Why are they in my mailbox? Why? It's over, and I'm excited. What goodies are you and your family having for Thanksgiving dinner? Turkey, ham, both? That is an excellent question that I don't actually know the answer to because I'm not cooking. My sister at one point asked what we needed to have on the table because my sister actually does all the cooking. She lives with my parents and she is the cook in that house now. And so I'm presuming there will be turkey. There may or may not be ham. My husband's family regularly does both ham and turkey. And we probably will also do that. Well, for Christmas, I don't know. We've all learned, myself included, that I typically like I find that even though turkey is like lean and also it's Thanksgiving, I gravitate towards the ham now. It's just more flavorful and delicious for me. I don't know. Um, but my mom asked for a Swiss vegetable medley. What did I suggest to my sister? My other sister is the baker. What did I? I'm gonna open my text messages and see. What did I send? Where's my text message thread with my youngest sister? Oh, I don't know. Beef, chicken. Oh, that's me talking about her diet. I need dessert recommendations for Thanksgiving. I think I suggested apple pie. We are also doing Christmas on Thanksgiving. So I was like, we could also do Christmas themed desserts or like little chocolate things or mint chocolate things or hot cocoa bombs or something like that. But in terms of the dessert, I suggested apple pie because of all the pies, I like pumpkin flavored things. And I won't lie, the pumpkin pie my sister-in-law made last year was thebomb.com, but I don't typically gravitate towards pumpkin pies because in my brain, and this is could be completely wrong, but it's the same way that like in my brain, eggnog is disgusting. I've never had eggnog, but my brain translates the words eggnog into something that is so unpalatable that I can't fathom putting it in my mouth. In the same way, when I was younger and growing up, I always perceived pumpkin pie as a gelatinous substance, and even though it's more of like a moussey substance and whatever when done right, in my brain, it's like pumpkin gelatinous substance. So I gravitate towards the pecan pies and the apple pies over the pumpkin pies, even though the flavor profile of pumpkin pie is something I enjoy throughout the fall and winter season, which is kind of strange. But like, so if you gave me a choice of pies, I would rarely pick the pumpkin pie or as into pumpkin spice flavored things as I am. Good question though. Do, 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 do. It was ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Yes. It was extremely important. Yes. Yes, it was. It was an extremely important election. I also got what is with that? How is that legal? And more importantly, how do you opt out? That's the problem. I don't think there's a way to opt out of those. So you just have to put up with them, which is wildly frustrating. And the real kicker is I kept getting them for Cook County, Illinois. I haven't lived in Cook County in 3 years. Why are you sending me text messages for the Cook County elections when I'm not going to be there? I don't understand it. I threw them in my trash. That's right, you did. Get many political ads. Yes. What's that? I don't. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. I have to have pumpkin cake with topping. Pumpkin cake, I love. I love pumpkin cake. I love pumpkin cookies. There's just something about my brain that says pumpkin pie is gelatinous, and I like the good gelatinous, but, like, some of those things that are, like, gelatinous but have, like, a layer of just, like, clear gelatin on top, that's what my brain thinks it is, even though that's not the case. Thanksgiving meal prep, nice, nice, love that. Eggnog is really good. That's what I'm told. The word eggnog makes me wanna vomit. I can't explain it to you. I really can't. I've always been this way. There's something else. Oh, what is the other thing that I don't ever eat because of the way it sounds? There's one other thing that I just can't fathom putting in my mouth, and I can't remember what it is. Um, the whipped cream, and see, I don't like whipped cream. Lost track of time and just jumping on. Hello, Caitlin. Glad to have you. I like eggnog with Maker's Mark whiskey. Yeah. I also got many political calls. Do you still have your old phone number? I have had the same cell phone number since I was 16 years old. My first cell phone number is my current cell phone number. So yes, it's because it's based on area code. But then why am I getting the Minnesota ones as well? That's what I don't understand. I understand getting them for the area code that my phone number is in. I get that. But you can't have it both ways, guys. You can't have it both ways. Illinois and Minnesota can't be texting me. No. Um, it took me years to like pumpkin pie. Yeah, and like I said, last year I had pumpkin pie. Like I willingly and happily put it on my plate last year, and I loved it. I loved it. It was so good. And like I enjoyed the leftovers. I enjoyed all of it. So I don't know. I don't know why my perception of pumpkin pie is that way, but it is. It is. I just can't. Mincemeat is so bad. My mom loves it. Interesting. Um, I live in Boston and reportedly got texts from people running for office in West Virginia. Weird. That's I'm just glad it's over. I'm just glad that it is over. Oh my goodness. What other questions? What other questions do you have, my friends? Um, I want to tell you, I should tell you, um, just a brief little overview. So you know how I've been like dabbling in the 2023 goal setting and blah 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 blah, all that stuff that I've mentioned on here before. I decided that for that one goal that I'm focused on, which is the weight loss goal, right? We've talked about this last week a little bit, remember? I think. I think I'm not crazy, right? We talked about this before. Day one, January 1st, January 1st, day one of my 2023 goal is actually going to be a birthday goal instead. So day one, of course, with the exception of day one, because it's my birthday and I'm going to eat whatever the heck I want. But day one of this embracing of the singular primary goal, and that goal being my health goal, happens on Monday. I'm not waiting until the arbitrary date of January 1st. And I'm pumped. I am pumped. And it's gonna be really exciting. And I just remembered, y'all, big announcement, important announcement, huge announcement for something that I created that is kind of wildly selfish, I'm not gonna lie, but also something that I hope can be used by a lot of people. I made a new Facebook group, and it is a free accountability group that is going to run from my birthday, because that's the start day for my goal, selfishly, through New Year's Eve. And the reason I did this is because I took to Instagram on Monday and I asked you guys, every once in a while, I'm picking your brains about what kind of content do you need now in this moment, right? And I asked, the way that things were worded, I was inspired by a specific thing I was listening to. And so the way I worded things was, what is preventing you from reaching your goal? Is it A, B, or C? And my options were, I lack the discipline to reach my goal. I don't know how to reach my goal, or I'm not willing to make the sacrifices necessary to reach my goal. These are my the three options I gave. And while there were a handful of people that actually did admit that they're not willing to make the sacrifices, they truly was overwhelmed by I was overwhelmed by the amount of, I lack the discipline. And then when I asked people, what do you think? What is the one thing you think would help you solve your problem? The answer was, of course, accountability. And so I was like, well, this is all well and good. I can create content about this. However, I wanted to take it a step further. So instead, I created an accountability group. And it is a no strings attached group. It is completely and totally free for you to join. And the link to it is down below. And the only thing I ask is if you join, you participate. That is the only thing I ask. Because I want this to be a group that is actually actively using the resource of the accountability group. So every day you will have a different check-in post. And every day you have to say, yes, I did the thing, or no, I did not do the thing. You know? Um, is your goal shifting from weight loss to solely health? No, there's still a weight loss goal in there. I'm trying to figure out how to format it. I'm trying to like, because I do want to lose weight, but it's also a big part of the health goal in and of itself. But the goal overall is a primary focus on this, right? And because it is my primary focus, it is where I'm going to spend most of my bandwidth, most of my energy, and most of my time. I have the opportunity to be able to focus on different aspects of this journey. Yes, the food and the meal prepping and all of those things. And this is the kind of stuff I will share on the YouTubes, right? I will be sharing all of this with you guys. I might even, don't hold me to this, but I might even bring back something that resembles a weekly weigh-in. Maybe not every week, but just like general updates, because this is what I'm going to be doing right now, right? And the but it's also going to be oh, remember, Brianna, you need to work on your flexibility. Oh, remember, Brianna, you need to work on like your dancing stamina and your coordination and your agility. And what can I do to focus on all of these things, all of these different things? One thing I have noticed recently, so I've done a total of 2 complete body pump workouts. And at this point in time, I don't know if body pump is the right move for me. I really don't, because the amount of recovery time it has taken me and the amount of pain I have been in because of it, makes me think that right now is not a good time. Like, I need to get more strength, stamina, and agility before I can go back into body pump land. Because let me tell you, there's something about, and I related it because I did it like once last week and once this week. And the pain in my lead pipe is what I call them, and muscle that runs from your neck down, like your traps, and only on my left side. And I'm like, what is happening here? And I connected the dots this week that it's after like the day or two after my body pump workout, this gets all jacked up and my back doesn't feel right. And I'm like, well, shoot. So I might be stepping back from body pump for the sake of my body's endurance, and to be able to actually just build some more strength and get my stamina elsewhere, and then gradually go back into like a body pump type situation. Because I don't know if it's my form. I don't know if it's because I can't remember the weights that I lifted when I was in body pump. So maybe I'm lifting heavier than I used to, and it's not good. I don't know what it is, but it's leaving me in pain. So, but ultimately, Rosie, to answer your question, no, it is absolutely a weight loss goal, but it is a weight loss goal for the sake of my overall health and not just for a weight loss goal, right? Um, but there's just so much that I'm ready to just go gung ho with and work out and work out literally, but like work it out and figure out what it is that needs to happen and how. And I'm excited. I'm excited to make progress, and I'm excited to share that with you guys, and I'm excited to have it be my sole focus. I really am. And like, that's not to say that, like, again, this isn't going to happen or other things aren't going to happen, but they're all going to take a second place to my primary goal until I reach my goal. I'm trying to decide if I want to do like a 30 by 37 or something like that, or 37 by 37. I could do 37, but that might be stretching it just a little bit. Because like, because that's what I'm going to be next year is 37 years old. Guys. So I was watching the Santa Claus today with Tim Allen, like the first one, right? That character, the character of Scott Calvin in the first Santa Claus movie is 38 years old. 38. I turned 36 on Monday. I was like, what? I'm the same age just about as the Santa Claus? Oh my goodness. Starting to feel pulled. Why don't I just take the rest of the year off and get back to things in January? Let me be very clear though. Alyssa, this is a great point. It is okay. And depending on your mindset, because sometimes with you taking the time off means going completely off of the deep end. But Yeah, this is one of the things I preach in my group coaching. If if you're like, I don't really want to lose weight during the holiday season, go into maintenance mode. It's okay. It's okay. Or on any given day that you have a party or you have a holiday or you have hunger, it is always okay to take a break from a deficit and go in maintenance mode. Nothing horrible is going to happen if you make the choice to do that. Literally nothing. Take the day off and eat more food. Take the day off and enjoy your party. Take the day off and do whatever. With the caveat that there is a difference between eating maintenance calories and going completely off the deep end. There is a difference between maintenance calories of 1900 to 2100 or whatever your maintenance is. They're completely personalized to you, right? And eating 4000 calories because you took the day off. Big difference. But there's no shame in ever taking a maintenance day break, whether you are in a deficit or not. You can take a maintenance break for an extended period of time. It's recommended you do that. But if you're like me and you're going to be actively cutting through the holiday season, that doesn't mean you can't take a day and be like, I'm eating a maintenance today. Fine. It's fine. Still working on my goals for 2023. Body pump is what killed my legs. Me too. And I didn't even do the lunge track. It was literally the squat track. And I can't and stairs hurt for 2 days. Where did my stamina go? Which is saying something because I've still been regularly lifting, but it just tells you how different lifting and body pumping is from one another. But I'm just like, why can I lift? Now granted, what's interesting to me is, maybe it's because I push harder with the weight. I don't know what it is, but I have found that leg day. I don't just hate leg day because leg day is a great thing to hate, but I am so much more sore after leg day when I do a solid leg day than with arms. I don't know if I'm just better at recovering my arms or what. I don't know what the case could be, what it is. But leg day is always brutal for me. It's always brutal. And body pump, mm, mm. For me, yes, I haven't been recently. I've been taking a little bit of a break because I know that I'm going to be jumping back into things. But yes, for me and for my body, I will be eating low enough calorie. Yes. I'm excited. Yes, I'm so excited. And knowing that you're in this, so make sure friends that want to do this with me join the accountability group because that's literally where I'm going to be hanging out saying, yes, I did the thing. And it's one thing. So you pick one thing that you want to be held accountable for. So for me, it's going to be my tracking. Did I stay within my budget this day? Yes or no? If I can say yes, I say yes, I did the thing. Check, yay. And you're welcome to post your trackers, whatever the case may be. But it's one thing that we're holding ourselves accountable for. Oh, it's 100. Go off the deep end pull. I have no desire to take a break right now, aside from habitual. Let's have fun. Oh yeah, don't do that. Stay on track then. This is the first time working my legs in months. Oh yeah, that'll do it. I'm actually going to take December 19th through 25th off and go into maintenance. I'm so glad you mentioned no shame. I know there shouldn't be a part of me that thinks I'm going to lose the progress, and you're not. You know you're not. You know you're not. And you know where your maintenance is, right? You know where your maintenance is. So you can do that without fear. You can do it with a better understanding of your body. So here's what you know, right, Kim? You know that your maintenance means if you are hitting your maintenance calories, it means that you are neither gaining nor losing weight within reason. You know that weight fluctuates on a regular basis. So seeing the scale go up and down and do this kind of thing is normal and totally okay. And you also know that if you do make the choice to take those days off and you are actually eating more food than normal, you understand that you are putting more mass in your body. Is your countdown music still on? It's entirely possible that it is. Very, very, very subtly, but yes, there we go. It was on like the last thing. I didn't get it all the way to 0. You know that putting more food in your body could also have the implication of more weight on the scale because you are eating more food. And you also know, because I've trained you well, that weight and fat are not the same thing, right? So if your weight goes up, it doesn't mean your fat went up. And then what do we check on when we are unsure if the weight gain is something that we should be freaking out about? You bust out that tape measure and be like, oh, look, but my waist measurement is the same. There's no additional fat to speak of. Moving on, right? That's what we've learned. So the should, the shouldn't, the should, whatever it is, I've learned recently being in Club Moxie, should is not a good word. Should is a bad word. But so the part of your brain that goes, I should be staying in your deficit. What is this should? No. Take the maintenance break, take it proudly, take it without shame, and enjoy it. Enjoy it. The worst thing that happens is the scale goes up a little bit and you know how to knock it back down. Right? I don't really have much of a plan for the holidays because I might not do anything. May have a higher day Sunday. Inches, exactly, Caitlin. Inches is the answer. Always, 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 when in doubt, and this is why I encourage everybody to, all of my clients who work with me have to keep measurements, because we know that there is power in data. And the more data points we have to check our progress on, the better off we are. Weight is not and should never be the sole data point that you use to focus on with a weight loss journey. Ever, because weight fluctuates. And there's nothing wrong with weight fluctuating. Let me make that abundantly clear. Weight fluctuates on a regular basis. Just the beginning of this week, I stepped on the scale and saw a 2-pound gain that I was not expecting. And I wanted to freak out about it for a hot second. And then you know what happened? I remembered that I'm PMSing this week. And all of a sudden, the 2-pound gain had explanation. And I was like, oh, actually, everything is fine. No need to worry. And it's fine. And you know what I have done? I have not weighed myself the rest of this week. I'm just patiently waiting for Aunt Flo to get here so I can be over the PMS bloat and on my merry way. And then I'm going to hop back on the scale because there's no room for that negativity in my life. But weight fluctuations are normal. So when in doubt, always take a waist measurement. If you take nothing else, just take a waist measurement at either the small of your waist or at your belly button. Your belly button's not moving, right? Thank you, Benny. I always love that you come and hang out with us now. I plan on it. But if you take that waist measurement, you can, at the very least, and you see a spike on the scale, you can pop that measurement around your waist and go, oh, but my measurement's the same. That 4 pounds that because I ate for crap this weekend isn't actually showing as fat or anything like that. It might still be a little bit of bloat, but like you can actually be like, oh, my measurements are the same. I can't tell you how many clients and how many times little Miss Kim, I've had to go, what does your measurement say? And she goes, oh, my measurements are the same. Everything's fine. That's right. Everything's fine. And it's not just you, Kim. It's every single one of my clients do that. Every single one of them freak out when the scale goes up. And especially when they're in maintenance. And I go, but what do your measurements say? And the measurements are always consistent. They're always consistent. So right and true. Measuring twice a month, weighing daily, pictures once a month. So yay, diet break. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're doing diet breaks. I feel like a proud mama. I've taught you all that I know. Oh, it makes me so happy. Higher calorie day. Do you recommend Club Moxie? There are too many $50 memberships that I want. I haven't been active enough in it to be able to recommend it. I'm currently loving being in it, but full transparency, I'm not paying for it. Because I'm an affiliate, they put me in it, which is amazing and a perk that I was not expecting, but they made the choice to do that for the affiliates, which is great. So I have access to it without having to pay for it. So I'm not actually making the investment. But Jordan! Hi, I was just thinking about you today, but I didn't want to keep randomly texting you every couple of days being like, how are you? How are you? And I sound naggy. But I was thinking about you today. Primarily because we're thinking about travel, which means we're headed in your direction very, very soon. Shoot, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Now I got distracted. And we know how my track record with taking measurements is. Yes, we do know. I love when my clients show up here and are just willing to talk about all of the stuff that we talk about in private, in public. I love it. Yes, we all know how good you are at taking measurements, but it's important. It's important because it's another metric that you can use to figure out whether or not that fluctuation is something you should actually be worried about. Or if you haven't lost weight, if you've hit one of those dreaded plateaus, right? But all this, so like, let's say, hypothetically, your weight has been going up and down for the last 2 weeks and you were like, oh, but I only lost like half a pound, right? But all of a sudden an inch has gone off of your waist. The diet is still working, right? You're still losing fat. It's just not reflecting in one of your metrics of progress, but it's reflecting in the other one, which is why we have multiple, right? I weighed in after traveling, eating out, and was down 6 pounds. Oh my gosh. Did you get the Moxie markers? I ended up not ordering them. We ended up so there was a big shipment issue, excuse me, with them. And so rather than trying to figure it out because it was so delayed, they just refunded us the money, us the affiliates that purchased them. They refunded us the money and said you can go ahead and order them again. And I sat and I thought about it and I was like, I really have markers that are close enough. Have markers that are close enough. And could I have gotten them for like $14? Yeah, I could have because they were still giving us the discount. But I'm like, do I need them? Do I really need them? Me with the literally 5 billion writing implements I have in this room? Probably not. So I did not. What if your weight is the same and you gained inches? Interesting question. So you're probably bloated, is the answer. And it depends. Like, is it the one day? If it's one day and your weight is the same and you measure and you're up, measure again, just to see, and then maybe come back the next day and measure again and see what's happening. Because if your weight is the same, but you continue to gain inches, the reality is if you continue to gain inches over a period of time, your weight's not going to stay the same. It's not gonna. What could be happening, and for a lot of people, this probably won't be a thing, but if let's say you're somebody who's really super lean and really, really fit, so you have a lot of muscle and you end up having surgery, there's something where you are, or you change your life decisions, right? There is a possibility that some of your muscle can atrophy and turn into fat. And that would change your body composition, maybe without changing your weight too much. That is a possibility, but that is a lower likelihood. Is it weird that as an affiliate you need to pay for product? No. I mean, they still got to make money. I love when we get product for free, but getting PR is sometimes different, and different companies do it differently, right? We have to pay for Power Sheets. We just get a discount. I have to pay for Moxie Life, but we get a discount, and it's a nice discount. Like it's great, and I'm happy to continue to support the business. But they're a small business. Now, if it was a big company, I don't know, let's start like a L'Oreal, right? L'Oreal's a big freaking company. If you want me to write a review on your product, you send me the product for free. No questions asked, right? But like Moxie Life is a small business. It's a very small business. So I understand that they need to offer perks as they can. And so like I said, they gave us a nice discount and they're putting us in Club Moxie, which is expensive, right? It's like $150 a quarter or something, isn't it? Like that's pretty good. And then, of course, when people use our affiliate links, we get commissions for that as well. So it's a pretty decently fair trade if you use the product. And here's the thing, I would have bought the product anyway, right? So for me, it doesn't necessarily matter. I'm like, fine, I'll get a discount on your product, no problem. But if it was a product I wouldn't have otherwise used, no. And there have been companies that have reached out to me and been like, would you like to become affiliate or try our product? We'll offer you X discount. And I'm like, I don't become affiliates of products I haven't tried yet. And B, because I haven't tried and like your product isn't on like my list, there are of course exceptions to this rule, right? If it's a company that reaches out to me that I've been dying to work with, I might make an exception. But if it's a random cold call of a company and they're like, hey, can you purchase product and then review it? I'm going to be like, no, you're going to send me product. And then I will decide whether or not I'm going to review it. And that's just how I work personally, because I will not become, or a lot of companies will also ask you to become affiliates for their company, never having tried their product. I was like, and so I can't tell you how many emails I've sent. I do not become affiliates for companies that I have never tried or products I have never tried. That's just one of my own personal rules since April, which is a little annoying. That is very interesting. And that could have something to do with your diet in terms of, are things not agreeing with you? Are you regularly bloated? When you measure, what time of month are you in? Because your measurements can absolutely vary from being in your follicular phase to being at the end of your luteal phase. My measurements are up right now. I don't even need to put a measuring tape around my waist to tell you my measurements are up right now. How do I know? My pants are tight and I'm PMSing. Like, all signs lead to don't measure or weigh yourself this week. Wait till next week. And next week, everything will be back where it's supposed to be and it will be great. So if the next time you measure, write down, like, start a little chart week and do like week over week, right? Follicular phase week, ovulation week, luteal phase. Measure those, because you might find within those, if you are cutting appropriately, you might find like PMS week to PMS week, you're losing inches, but follicular phase to luteal phase, you still gain inches, and that's what's throwing you off. Need to measure my whole body. Do you plan to use the daily? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I actually, so I'm trying to decide when, because I'm in packing mode right now, right? I have the entire daily digitally on my iPad mini. I think I want to use the daily. I'm looking because it's right over there. I want to use it come January 1. But if I decide to just use the one that's on my iPad, I don't have to pack it and bring it with me and haul it across the country. And the less I can pack, the better off I'm going to be, because I'm already bringing my power sheets. I'm already probably going to bring the Moxie Life companion notebooks. Although if I want to do the goal setting, I don't know which I'm going to bring. I can't decide, you guys. I'm just trying to bring as little as humanly possible. I've never noticed any physical changes based on my cycle, but you keep saying that your thing's going up and down, right? But also your measurements are going up and down at the same time since April. During your diet break, your weight went up, your maintenance break, right? So that makes sense. If you lost weight, took measurements, gained weight, your measurements are going to go up, and then you lose the weight again, the measurements are going to go back down. So that tracks too. I don't. That's a great question. I have been meaning to do my nails for a week now, and I have not. I can't decide. I have, where are they? I bought, there they are. Hang on. Let me show you what I got. So I have discovered, I used these a couple of times and I really like them. The Dashing Diva, not sponsored, bought these myself. Dashing Diva gloss strips. These actually work really well. I've used strips in the past and I've hated them. These work great. And so I have like my Christmas manicure and everything that I love. And so I have a nice purple set of these too. I've amassed a small collection. Oh no, now it's on the floor. Of these Dashing Divas, because they're a lot easier. They take up a little less time. So I have these ones. It looks a little bit more pink it's more of a dusty purple. But like you see how there's like little details and stuff. And then I have these ones. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to do dip or if I want to put these on my nails. But then I couldn't resist. Look at these. It's got glitter stripes, and these white ones are also glitter, and they got snowflakes. And then look at this. How cute. And then I got the ones that you cure with a light. They're open because I wanted to look at them. How cute are these patterns? So I got those too for Christmas time. So these what did you just say? These last great. These lasted me until I peeled them off. They lasted amazingly. So what I do with these is, and the same thing I do with my dip nails, I kind of scuff up my nail first with a nail file, and then clean up your cuticles, do all that. But the last thing you do before you put these stickers on is you put rubbing alcohol on your nails. You take an alcohol pad or cotton ball with rubbing alcohol, and you polish the crap out of them to dry them out so they adhere better. That's the pro tip. And I needed something, and so I wanted to try them. So I put them on, and I was shocked at how long they lasted. They lasted for at least 2 weeks. It was great. They're not as they're chip resistant in that they're pliable, not hard like the dip nails. But so they can start to get a little bit like peely and stuff like that. But if you are okay with not perfection, If you're okay with a little bit of imperfection, they'll last you 2 or 3 weeks. Easy. Again, depending on how you treat your nails and everything. But they're a lot less dusty to put on than the dip nails. But I'm probably going to do something crazy glittery. I want to do something. I was thinking chandelier and maybe a purple accent for like a birthday week thing. But I need to have my nails done real soon. Real soon. What was this? Wait, so daily duo power sheets notebooks. So I'm not going to bring the daily duo with me because I'm not going to run 2 daily planners at the same time. That would be silly. Full transparency, the daily duo was free. So whether I use it or not, it's not wasted money on my part. Which is wonderful. But I love my daily duo in that it's colorful, it's a little bit smaller. But if I'm going to use the Moxie Life, then I have no need to use the daily duo at the same time. So the daily duo is probably not going to come with me. For the sake of travel, either the companion notebooks are going to come with me or I might pack the daily planner just so I can use it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how much room I have, really, truly. And the power sheets are coming with me. So I get a bin. I get a big gray bin to pack up my office stuff for when we do an extended stay in Florida because I have to work too. And some of like the stuff that I'm working on is sharing goal content and all that. So I have to be able to bring all that with me. Plus, we're going to be there in December, which means all of the goal setting stuff that comes out, all the goal setting classes. There's Moxie Life is doing one. I think Power Sheets has something. I don't remember. And Lakin is doing one. I want to have all my goal setting stuff for that too. Love the snowflakes. Yes. Nail drill for Christmas and never used it. Need dip liquids. Yes, they help you. Daily includes notebook. Which, oh yeah. The companion notebooks. Yeah, so if I used yes, I understand what you're saying. And that's accurate. So if I decide I feel like I want to have a paper something for the goal setting, which is what made me go, oh, maybe I don't have to bring either of them. But if I want to do the Moxie goal setting and the whole assessment and everything, I either need to bring the companion notebooks or at least the goal setting one, or the whole goal setting thing is I'm pointing to it like you guys can see it. The whole goal setting system is at the beginning of the daily as well. So I can bring either one of those. But yes, I do not need the companion notebooks if I'm bringing the other daily. Yes, I know we're over. If you have to go. I'm just chit-chatting away until we run out of stuff to talk about. Are you going to do Vlogmas in December? Yes, I am. It is not going to be daily uploads like Vlogtober. It's probably going to be something similar to, it's either going to be my regular upload schedule, which is Mondays and Thursdays, and just vlogs. It'll be all vlogs, right? Or 12 days of Vlogmas, which will be a couple more than, let me see the calendar. I had this math worked out and now I promptly forgot. Oh, no, I want December. December 1st is a Thursday, so that's a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I do Vlogtober or Vlogmas only on days I'm supposed to upload, it's only 7 videos. So we'll see. It'll be something within that. What is the planner that I use? I currently am using the Erin Condren Daily Duo Planner. And I have the Erin Condren Weekly Vertical. I don't use it. It is currently open to the week of October 17th. And that week is sitting there blank. So I have it because they sent it to me and I thought I was going to use it. I'm not using it. I'm not using it at all. So I use that now and we'll see going forward. We'll see. Yay. All right, friends. This was fun. Thanks for coming and chatting with me this evening. So as a friendly reminder, first of all, join that accountability group. The link is down below. I would love to have all of you. It'll be great fun. It will be accountability posts every single day. I even made a little different graphic on Canva for every single day from November 14th to December 31st. It was literally how I spent like 2.5 hours of my time yesterday. I have no regrets. yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So come join that group, hold yourself accountable, hold one another accountable, and it'll be fun. There might be some coaching in there along the way. You guys can ask questions of each other. You can ask questions of me. It'll just be a really great free group to hang out in for the rest of the year. I think that'll be great. And then I want to put it on your radars now, not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, there will be no live stream because I will be in Illinois and hanging out with family, and probably, actually, I will probably be at church. If I haven't told my husband that, like, hey, we should go to Thanksgiving church, but if there's a high likelihood that we will be at our old church on Wednesday night during the week of Thanksgiving. So put that on your radars now. We'll have the week off from one another, but don't worry, I'll be back. So there's that. Until then, I will talk to you guys next week. Go join that accountability group, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out.